Mm.
When you've been through something really traumatic, when the people you've turned to for help have inadvertently caused you harm, it I think it's part of the process of reckoning and grieving to swing to an extreme where to feel like you're free from it, you need to be against it, and in this black and white way. Oh, this is my enemy. This is bad. No one should ever do what I did. I was totally there. It sounds like you were
Yeah.
at some point too. And I think I needed enough space and time and actual physiological healing. Like my brain needed to heal enough from all the years of so many meds and a lot of booze and a lot of coke and a lot of other stuff to actually recognize like um how this is so not a black and white, good or bad, right or wrong issue here, but our culture tries to make it that, unfortunately. And that really this is about choice. Like, what does it take to make a truly informed choice about whether and how to engage with the mental health system? And I wasn't given the information that I needed, nor were my parents, to make a true choice about any of it. So I view what happened to me as really a kind of insidious coercion, just because we weren't. I was told this kind of this typical line that, oh, your intense despair and the fact that you're cutting yourself and the fact that you're having these rages and these inabilities to regulate yourself means you have this incurable brain disease called bipolar disorder. Something's wrong with your brain chemicals, and for the rest of your life you'll need to take meds. When you're being told that story, which is just completely unscientific, the chemical imbalance theory is mythology, you can't make a true choice. And so for me,
Mm.
my work and my book, and whenever I speak about this issue, like what I'm trying to convey is that life is complicated, life is hard. People are doing the best they can with the resources they have at their disposal. Taking a psychiatric drug might be the totally right decision for you, but it's about, are you being given unbiased, straightforward information about the diagnoses you're being given and the treatments you're being offered? If you're not, you need to be given that information, or else it's not possible to truly choose. And I will say that a lot of my book, interestingly enough, has gotten a lot of coverage from kind of legacy media, in New York Times and Wall Street Journal and Washington Post. Some of it's been really positive, some of it's been vitriolic. And I will say that a lot of the vitriolic coverage, I find myself wondering, did you read my book? Because it does, people are trying to paint me as an anti-medication person, or as a pill
Mhm.
shamer, or as a denier of, suffering, which hurts my heart because I'm very much not any of those things. But I think it's just so hard for our culture right now to have nuance, to be able to
Mhm.
talk about the complexities of being human in a way that isn't just, these rigid categories and boxes and value sets, but is rather about how complicated all of this is. And how, at the end of the day, it's who am I to think that I know what someone else needs? Just like you realized in retrospect with your ex, who the fuck was I to think I knew whether this person should take a medication or not? But it takes a while to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it was so much of my own stuff coming up, and I think the there was also a job that I had. I was working as a yoga instructor, and then I was working as a life coach, which is hilarious on its face if you knew what my life looked like at that moment. And but that's, I think, all life coaches. And and then I was working with kids. So I started with working with autistic kids, and then it led into just working with kids who were slipped through the cracks, didn't fit in normal systems. Most of them were very wealthy. So their parents had thrown a lot of attempted treatments at them, and I worked at one of these schools that's insanely expensive, and the kids got one-on-one schooling, basically, one-on-one teaching, and all of these kids could list what they'd been diagnosed with. They were not even 16 years old. These were like preteens and early teens, and they were on like 9 medications, and some of the kids were as young as 10, 11 years old, or maybe I guess the youngest was probably like 11 or 12. And I would ask him, like, "What were you diagnosed with?" And he's like, "Oh, oppositional defiance disorder." It's like, "Oh, so you're a 12-year-old boy or whatever age you are? Like, you're also just" some of the stuff, and this is stuff that I really wanna do jokes about, is just how so much of the stuff feels like we're just, "Oh, so you have a school system that hasn't evolved at all in, like, 100 years, and then you've got restless kids, and they're the problem, not the lazy teachers who" not all teachers are lazy, but some teachers are, and they will roll out, a video to play for the kids, and then when the kids act out, it's their fault, instead of,
Yep.
like, engaging the mind, or better yet, taking a look at really how we can revolutionize our school systems entirely, which is another topic entirely.